Is this thing on? Cheers. I just bit my mouth. I got a root canal yesterday, so I had to make sure I was comfortable. I got my wine, I got my bougie water, and I got my medicine. As you can see by the title, this video is going to be a story time, and it's gonna be very uncomfortable for me, but I feel like it's necessary. So I have my sweater, scarf on as like a little security blanket. Whew, okay, so where do I start? This is gonna be a story about how my white grandfather, someone who my grandmother has been with about 20 years, so since I was young, someone that I considered family, how he called me, this beautiful black queen, a racist bitch on my birthday. My birthday was back in July, and I'm gonna give you a little bit of background on what led to this, and then I'm gonna let you hear the voicemail that he left me on my birthday. Just a trigger warning, this is a very disheartening, racist, just sad experience. It broke my heart. I was really sad about it for a while. I've gotten to the point where I don't cry about it anymore, so I probably won't like cry or anything on this video. As you can see, this is awkward and a little hard for me, but I feel like I need to share this. I feel like this is a good platform to do that. I hesitated on doing it because I'm like, well, what if this, what if that, but it happened to me. So it's like, I'm gonna share it. If you decide to make a comment, please keep it respectful. Here we go. Let's rewind to Juneteenth of this year, 2020. Everyone knows what we're all dealing with as far as racial injustice, racism, and just police brutality and all of that. And just our world's climate altogether, what the fuck. So on my grandmother's side, we usually get together for the 4th of July. This year I said I wasn't celebrating, but I was gonna go and say hello. I'm not gonna say his actual name, but we get to my grandmother and her partner's place on the 4th of July. It's me, my grandmother, my white grandfather, who I am no longer claiming as my grandfather, my younger sister, and my mom, and my younger sister's friend. Just to give you a little bit of background on the type of person that he is, he's a Trump supporter. I typically don't like to debate with people about that. It is what it is. He's very sarcastic. I would have considered him in the past a pretty funny dude. Doesn't have a good relationship with anybody in his family. Like whenever we all get together, it's always my family. He never has any of his family around. And now I understand why. When I first get there, he says to me, "Happy 4th of July." And I was like, I'm not celebrating July. I'm still celebrating Juneteenth. And he's like, oh, you guys are so brainwashed. Bring it back. What do you mean? I'm gonna be respectful, but I'm gonna express to you how I feel, and I'm gonna question your ignorant comment. So I'm like, what do you mean brainwashed? And he just kind of like brushes it off, and I'm like, okay, we're gonna table that one. Am I ashy? I look ashy on camera, but I'm not. Hold on. Can't be looking ashy on camera. Smells so good. We just got here, let's settle into this, right? And typically, like, he is someone that likes to debate about like politics and just like world issues. This particular day, I felt like debating because I was on edge, as I'm sure a lot of us are and have been for a while now this year. We like kikiing and just like catching up. I hadn't seen anybody in like 3 months. He brings up my dad. I live in Chicago, and my biological father is a detective for Chicago Police Department. My biological dad and I don't have a relationship. Everybody in the family knows that. We never talk about my dad. It's just not a subject that ever comes up. For whatever reason, he decides to bring up my dad. My mom looks at me and can tell how uncomfortable I was. And he asked like, how's your dad doing? Isn't he a cop? So immediately I'm defensive. He's like, well, yeah, he's a cop and blue lives matter. Oh, hell no. You know that that's a sensitive subject for me. You should know that. And then he goes into how Obama was like the worst president. You are with a black woman and all of her family is black. I'm not here to convince you to not be a Trump supporter. That ain't my business. But I am going to challenge your beliefs, and I'm gonna challenge what the fuck you be saying because it don't be making sense. Explain to me how Obama was the worst president in the world. He couldn't give me any facts. What the fuck is wrong with you? I start talking about white privilege. And I was like, okay, so like, what about your white privilege? And he's like, I don't have fucking white privilege. And he like slams on the table. The dining room table is glass. And I'm like, whoa, okay. Immediately I get up. It's time for me to go because I'm not about to deal with no angry ass white man. I didn't even say anything back. I didn't react. I just got up and we left. Don't be rubbing up on me. I don't want you right now. I'm working. Please go away. Thank you. Oh, so I get up and leave. Why would you get so turned up? You can't even talk about your white privilege. It's not like I'm saying this as an opinion. It's a fact. You're white, you have privilege. It's just what it is. There's no need to debate about it. Why can't we talk about it? You're with a black woman. You're around all black women today. If anything, you should be acknowledging your white privilege as a grown-ass man. I don't talk to my grandmother for a couple days. My grandmother calls me and was like, wants to apologize. And I'm like, well, he can call me and apologize. I think he called me and left me a voicemail. I listened to the voicemail and I was like, doesn't seem sincere to me. Fast forward to the next week, I'm just keeping my distance at this point. My grandmother calls me. Little did I know she had me on speakerphone and she's like, we need to talk. We're just talking about like what happened, and I was like, she was basically saying that like we were both at fault. Like, I'm not at fault for calling out his white privilege. I was talking in a calm manner. I was talking respectfully. I don't have anything to apologize for. I didn't really understand why he got so angry. We were having a normal, healthy debate. Little did I know, he was sitting in the background listening to our conversation. So I'm just talking normally as if it's just me and my grandmother having a conversation. And literally in the background, I hear him say, oh, fuck you, Ashley. And I'm like, what? First of all, Nana, you have me on speakerphone. Second, how dare you? You literally just called me a few days ago to say you're sorry for like losing your temper and you're saying fuck me because my stance is still the same. So I was like, fuck you. Ooh, I wasn't supposed to say his name. I'm gonna bleep that out. And then I was like, Nana, I'm getting off the phone. And he called me. He called me back to back and I blocked him. But then like my grandmother was like calling me that next week. I was pissed. At this point, I'm like, okay, now he's just flat out disrespectful. I was pissed. I didn't want to talk to him or her. He was calling and texting. I didn't have anything to say because why would you have me on speakerphone? Why would you allow him to talk to me like that? So then fast forward to the week leading up to my birthday. If you didn't know, if you have somebody blocked, they can still call you and leave a message. It just won't show up as a notification. So he called me that week leading up to my birthday to apologize again. My grandmother's birthday is July 20th, my birthday is July 26th, and my sister's birthday is July 16th. So we always get together for the July birthdays. So we got together the Saturday before my birthday. She gave me my gift and she told me not to open it until my birthday. That day I was feeling so anxious. Like I just was like on edge. But I was trying to be in good spirits because it's my grandmother, life is short, you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to hold a grudge. We go get pedicures, but I'm literally sweating that whole day, like just anxious. And that's how I know my body is telling me that something is about to happen. It may be good, it may be bad, it may be horrible. But I knew something was going on, right? She gives me my gift, tells me, call me when you open the gift. That next day, my birthday. And so I had someone take me out to breakfast that morning. I came back and took a nap because I was so tired and I was PMSing. It was really, really hot. My birthday was the hottest day of the summer, 100 degrees outside. A group bike ride planned along the lakefront so that we could be outside, we could be socially distant, but still like enjoy and celebrate my birthday. I take my gift in the car with me on the way to the lakefront. I literally had like 5 minutes before I had to meet the people that were gonna be on the bike ride with me. So I open my gift and I call my grandmother and I thank her for the gift. And she's like, make sure you call and thank him too. Like, why am I calling him on my birthday to thank him when I already just talked to you and thanked you? You can just tell him I said thank you. I end up just hanging up with my grandmother, going and having my bike ride, and then by the end of the night, I wasn't even feeling good. I had a horrible headache. At the end of the night, I was just like ready to go home. I was literally in the bed by 9:30 that night. I get a call from in the middle of the night, and at this point, I had unblocked him because he had apologized for cursing me out, and I get a call from him, but my phone was on vibrate, and I was knocked out. It was around like 1 o'clock in the morning, and he leaves me a voicemail, and I didn't actually listen to the voicemail until like 10:30 the next morning. I wake up and I see a text from my grandmother saying, don't answer. if is calling. And I'm like, what? Okay. So I listened to the voicemail, and I'm gonna go ahead and insert the actual audio of the voicemail here.
You don't have to call and thank me. We gave you more of a present than your mother or Alicia. But you couldn't stand to call me. So now your mother and I are breaking up. I'm going to find out where I can go live at the House of Blind, and we'll leave her the whole fucking condo and let her sell it short and file bankruptcy. Thanks to you, you racist bitch, and you'll never have a 17-year relationship. You racist bitch.
I don't even, still to this day, don't even know what to say or how to even feel. I was heartbroken. How are you calling me on my birthday? I'm your granddaughter. I still am in disbelief about how aggressive his words were. Someone pointed out to me that him saying that I was a racist bitch was the new modern way of saying you nigger. And I'm trying not to get emotional right now. I'll kind of let you guys express your thoughts on that voicemail. I mean, the only way that I can explain how I feel is that I feel confused, I'm shocked. Months later, I haven't spoken to him since then. I blocked him. I told my grandmother I will never speak to him again. Third striking her out. Having to tell my little sister that and having to share that voicemail with her. Y'all, I don't even know what to say. Now that I'm actually sitting in front of the camera, I really don't even know what to say. It's a fucking crazy time to have to deal with that in my own household from someone that I considered family. It just really breaks my heart, and it's something that I won't ever forget, something that I'll have to probably do a lot of inner healing from. I didn't deserve that. It shit sucks. It changes the entire dynamic of my family and my relationship with my grandmother. I just felt like it was necessary for me to share it. Comment down below what you think about the voicemail. That's what happened. That really happened, as you heard from the voicemail. Oh, yeah. Deep breaths. I'm out.